Hello, I'm Robert with Ayla Networks. In this tutorial, we'll walk you through the process of building an Ayla integrated agent firmware image for an Espressif ESP32C3 development kit. We'll be working with version 3.2.4 of the Ayla Device Agent, or ADA, which is the most current version at the time of this recording. This version includes support for Matter connectivity and updated security certificates. In this tutorial, we'll cover the following steps: setting up the Ayla build environment, building the firmware image, uploading it to the device, provision the device, and finally, onboarding and registering the device. Testing new device firmware should be performed on devices connected to the Ayla development service rather than the field service. Prerequisites. Before we begin, ensure you've completed all prerequisite steps. For reference, I will briefly outline the prerequisite steps listed here. For further details regarding these prerequisites, refer to the Ayla documentation. Here's what you'll need to have ready. Acquire your device hardware. We'll be using the Espressif ESP32C3 development board. For more information about this board, visit the Espressif website. Ensure you have an Ayla OEM user account with admin or developer access to the customer dashboard. If your device has never been provisioned, reserve a DSN device serial number from the Ayla customer dashboard. If a template has not already been created for your device, develop one using the Ayla developer portal. Install and configure a Linux development environment. For this tutorial, we're using Ubuntu Linux inside Microsoft Windows WSP2. Set up the Espressif IoT development framework. And finally, if you plan to upload the firmware directly over a USB port, install the open-source USB IP device host software, which is required for accessing USB ports with WSP2. Ayla Development Environment. Once all the prerequisites are complete, you can install the Ayla Development Environment and source code. First, go to the Ayla Connection website and navigate to Documents, Embedded Agents document, then to the source code. Download the latest agent version, ADA 3.2.4 in this case. Next, enter your Linux environment. Copy the downloaded source code into your ESP directory. Extract the archive. Define an IDF path variable. Then, overlay the Ayla source code onto the ESP IDF directory. Build the firmware image. Navigate to the IDF path folder. Execute the install script. Execute the export script to initialize the build environment. Navigate to the Ayla demo folder. Optionally, you may configure a wide variety of build options and optimizations through the Espressif menu config tool. In this case, we won't use this tool. Set the build target for your hardware, in this case, ESP32C3. Now, run the build command. This may take a minute. Upload the firmware. If you plan to deliver the firmware over the air on a device that has previously been provisioned, the OTA image can be found in the build directory in the Ayla demo folder as Ayla ledevbdemo.bin. Refer to Ayla documentation and tutorials for detailed OTA instructions. Otherwise, connect your ESP32 device to a USB port on your computer. Assuming the USB IP device host software is already installed on Windows WSP2, open PowerShell in administrator mode. Run the list command to view all USB ports and identify the bus ID used by your device. Then run the bind command, referencing the bus ID, followed by the attach command to complete the USB connection. Next, choose whether to erase the device's flash memory. If the device has never been provisioned, or if you want to start fresh, it's best to erase it. Otherwise, skip this erase step to retain its current configuration. To erase, use the erase flash command. This will take a few moments. Now, upload the new firmware using the flash command. Finally, start the Ayla demo command line interface with the monitor command. Provision your device. If your device has previously been provisioned, and if you skipped the erase step earlier, then you can skip the provisioning process. Some provisioning parameters may already be optionally preset in your source code. Here is an example of placeholder code. If you'd like to review the current configuration stored on your device, use the Configure command in the command line interface. This will display all active and saved values. Items marked with F are factory defaults. S indicates values used during device startup. R shows runtime values. These are currently active but not saved, and will be lost if the device is reset or powered off. In this case, there are no saved configuration values yet. Provisioning assigns a device its device ID, device key, OEM ID, OEM model, and OEM key. This information should already be available from the prerequisite steps you completed earlier. For provisioning, in the Ayla demo command line interface, enter the following: configuration, set ID/dev ID, then the assigned ID, which are the letters AC, followed by a series of digits and letters. Configuration, set ID/key, then the assigned key, which are the letters MIIB, followed by a very long series of numbers. Be sure to strip out any extra line breaks when pasting long strings. Then reset the device to allow it to acquire its ID information. After the reset, enter the OEM configuration. OEM, followed by the OEM ID. OEM, model, followed by the model that matches the template model. OEM, key, followed by the OEM key from the template. Then, setup mode, disable, to lock in the configuration. Then, a factory reset. Here, you can see the new configuration values that have been stored. Device onboarding. If your device has been previously onboarded, and if you skipped the erase step earlier, then you can skip the onboarding process. Your firmware update is complete. If you erase the flash, then you can re-enter its Wi-Fi credentials directly in the command line interface. After which, your firmware update is complete. If your device has not been previously onboarded, then you can onboard using either your custom mobile app or the Ayla Aura development app. You've now successfully built, uploaded, provisioned, and prepared your connected device for onboarding to the Ayla platform. For additional guidance, check out Ayla's online technical documentation and tutorials. Topics available now or in development include over-the-air updates, template creation, firmware optimization, and debugging tips. Additionally, please don't hesitate to contact Ayla support for personalized assistance. Thank you for watching.